Good morning. This is part 2 of making foraging toys. Paper towel, tube, RainSticks. Let's get started. These are a foot toy for a larger bird such as a macaw, an Amazon, a cockatoo. What you will need is a paper towel tube, and if you are like me, you go through scads of paper towels to line the bottom of your cage. Some scrunched up pieces of newspaper, pair of scissors, raffia, tissue paper, something for a treat inside to make the rain sound, and some flour water paste. Now this is spelt flour. I don't like using white flour because it's bleached. This is about a tablespoon and a half's worth of spelt flour to about 2 tablespoons of water. You're going to want to make this up ahead of time so that it becomes tacky. If you put your finger in and pull it up like this, you can see it kind of sticks to your finger. That's when you know it's ready. You're going to want to take your whole paper tube and cut it in half into 2 pieces like this. Big birds, big macaws, big cockatoos, you probably want to leave it whole. And before you cut in the slits, you're going to want to flatten it down a little bit to cut in the slits. Okay, this one has slits cut in it like this, and you're going to want to round it back out to make it more like a tube rather than flat. Now you want to push in the slits that you cut, like this. You want them to be in as deep as you can get them. Now you're going to put newspaper wadding in each end. Okay, the wadding is in each end. Now comes the time to put whatever you're going to put in for a treat. I've used sunflower seeds. I've used coarse chopped nuts. With some big birds, I've also used pellets. And what you're going to want to do is try to get it in to the bottom slit closest to the paper, which would be this one. Okay, this is some sunflower seeds and some pellets. Let's get it put into the tube. Okay, they're right there. Now begins the wrapping of the present. This is tissue paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to take and fold it the long way so that you have multiple layers. Put your completed tube. Whoops. Got pieces falling out already. Holy moly. Try and get these back in again. You're going to put it at the end of the paper and dot on some glue. Like this. Okay, the end of the tissue paper is folded up and into the glue. Then you can start to roll. This is about halfway, and you can see that the glue keeps coming through, or the water from the glue keeps coming through. So let's finish rolling it. Okay, completely rolled. You've got an edge right here. Now you can either dot some glue on the edge, or you can leave it loose. I have tried it both ways. With the bigger guys, I dot it because it takes them a little while to figure out how to open it. With little guys, not so much. Like I said, this is for Amazons, cockatoos, and macaws. Now for tying the ends. You're going to want a long piece of raffia cut in half, like this. You're going to tie it at each end like this. You're going to want to tie it tightly because that way the whatever's inside stays inside. And I always use a knot before I make the bow because I have found that they can figure out how to untie it very quickly and they can get into it pretty quick. Okay, all set up with the bow. And the bow, I use a bow because if you want to hang this, you can put a pair hook into the ends of this. And it makes them have to work for it a little more. Okay, this is completed. Like I said, you have the bow ends to hang it on a pair hook for the bird. You can also jazz these up with markers. And I use food safe markers, and I will put a link into that in the description. It's the same markers that I used in part 1. Okay, all decorated. Yeah, it's pretty plain, but you know what? The bird isn't really going to care. These are the markers I was talking about. They're called food doodlers. And you can get these at about Easter time at places like Walgreens, Michael's, Joann's. And I will try and put a link into them also. So we have one that's all decorated and just a plain one. These are for Amazons, cockatoos, macaws. The little guys don't like them as much because they don't use their feet to hold their food. But they do make a rattle sound. And it does, if you know what the RainStick is, you've probably seen them for kids, kind of makes that sound. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.